Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Rafe and Harris question Ava and Stefan about their contribution in Clyde's medication ring. In Horton Town Square, Johnny put another wedding band on Chanel's finger before the commemoration plaque committed to Tom and Alice Horton. At the point when Chanel woke up, Johnny commented that it was a blue jewel encompassed by Venetian glass in memory of the couple's time in Italy. Johnny said that the ring had once had a place with Elizabeth Taylor, and he added that he needed to ensure the ring was basically as extraordinary and remarkable as Chanel. According to Chanel, everything was perfect. At the end of the day, we are right here, before this tree, with a plaque of one of Salem's establishing couples. I trust our adoration endures as long as Tom and Alice's did, Chanel expressed gently before she and Johnny kissed. Johnny and Chanel meet Paulina at the mayor's office. Johnny stretched out his feelings to Paulina subsequent to referring to her new malignant growth analysis, however Paulina stayed unflappable as she energetically embraced Chanel and Johnny. Chanel attempted to get Paulina to see her wedding band. "My goodness, shiitake mushrooms!" Paulina shouted when she at last detected the ring. Paulina spouted with fervor over the insight about Johnny and Chanel's commitment, and she said that nothing could cheer her up more. Paulina discovered that Johnny and Chanel intended to wed on Valentine's Day, and she eagerly started to assist with arranging the wedding. Paulina had begun to call Abe with the insight about the commitment when she got a call from her oncologist. After the call finished, Paulina said that the earliest the emergency clinic could carry out her procedure would be in 2 months. Johnny proposed to settle on certain decisions for Paulina's sake, yet Paulina declined. Paulina added that the night required a festival. Paulina, Johnny, and Chanel went away from the workplace together. At Wendy and Tripp's condo, Stephanie worked with Tripp and Wendy on thoughts for Wendy's Scrounger Chase project. Stephanie inquired as to Tripp's anxiety regarding Ava while he was distracted. Minutes after the fact, after Stephanie had left, Wendy requested that Tripp permit her to go along with him in aiding Ava. Tripp lamented Ava's past as a member of the Vitali crime family and stated that Ava was to blame for the deaths of others. Wendy reminded Tripp that he was certainly not an immediate piece of Ava's past dealings with the crowd, and she said that she cherished him. Tripp said that cherished Wendy, as well, however he mourned that he had stuff because of being Ava's child. As Tripp meandered aimlessly with stress for Wendy's security, Wendy shocked Tripp when she pulled him in for a kiss. Tripp scooped Wendy into his arms as the two made a beeline for the room to have intercourse. At the onlooker, Everett was composing his renunciation letter when Chad entered. Everett said that Chad's choice to nix the story on the medication dealing with Ring Salem, all to safeguard a Chad's relative, wasn't what he had pursued when he had consented to join the paper. Chad blamed Everett for overcompensating. Everett eagerly pushed back when Chad declared that a pinch of dedication ought to be stretched out to relatives regardless of whether it was to the burden of reality. No. If not, you don't run an impartial paper. There must be an obvious depiction, Chad. You know that as well as I do. Furthermore, God knows we've seen what selective reporting has done to this country, Everett declared with conviction. Everett said that he would remain provided that Chad would make a deal to avoid permitting the DeMaras to impact any future stories. Chad yielded, and he consented to Everett's terms. The two men shook hands. Before long, a while later, Chad discovered that Everett had eaten with Stephanie before in the week. Everett noticed that it had been a latest possible moment illicit relationship, and he minimized the meaning of the event. Chad said that he hoped everything would work out for Everett and Stephanie, paying little mind to what Stephanie and Everett's relationship ended up being. At the point when Stephanie entered, Everett left on a tip he had gotten. Chad and Stephanie repeated that they would constantly have an exceptional spot in one another's lives. At the Salem Police Headquarters, Rafe and Harris went into the cross-examination space to address Ava and Stefan. Sloan followed them. Harris said that he had motivation to accept that the medication ring in Salem was being gone through Statesville, and he requested that Ava and Stefan let the police know what they had some awareness of Clyde's association. Harris created guests logs that demonstrated Stefan and Ava had visited Clyde at the jail over and again in the beyond a while. Stefan lied when he said that he'd gone to go up against Clyde for having killed Abigail. Ava astonished everybody by what she said. You need to know why I was there? Clyde attempted to murder my child. Additionally, he conveyed the message that his success would depend on my cooperation. Ava responded, so, yeah, I went to the prison to tell him I wouldn't do it. Ava asserted that she had persuaded Clyde to relinquish his threats to Tripp. Harris said solidly that Ava was lying. Sloan heaved for Harris to ease off. Rafe astounded everybody when he said that Stefan and Ava were allowed to leave. Ava demanded that she address Harris in private. Alone in the cross-examination room, Harris let Ava know that the sentiments they'd had for each other had been genuine. Harris promised to protect Ava and begged her to tell him the truth about her involvement with Clyde. Since I love you. See, I think perhaps you definitely knew, yet I love you, Harris said delicately. You better stop genuine fast. You better sort out a method for moving past this, Ava started before Harris cut her off with a kiss. Ava put her hand on the rear of Harris's neck as she inclined toward the kiss. Everett warned Stefan outside the police station's lobby that he would not halt his investigation into the drug ring. Everett added that Stefan should, in all seriousness, converse with Everett. All of a sudden, the two men were shocked when they heard an uproar from inside the cross-examination room. You bastard! Ava expressed boisterously before Stefan and Everett heard a slap. Rafe, Stefan, Sloan, and Everett all raced into the cross-examination room, where Ava uncovered that she had slapped Harris. Rafe was yelled at by Sloan to take control of his cops. Rafe inquired as to whether Ava needed to record a protest. Ava rejected, and she said that she simply needed to leave. Ava left the room with Stefan, Sloan, and Everett. What in blazes, man? Rafe asked Harris when the two were separated from everyone else. Justin demonstrates to Alex that paternity matters in unselfish demonstration. Days of Our Lives, DOL, spoilers show that Alex Kiriakis, Robert Scott Wilson, was raised by Justin Kiriakis, Wally Kurth. Alex, on the other hand, has recently been misled into thinking that Victor Kiriakis, John Aniston. Alex has not treated Justin very well since he figured out he should be Victor's mysterious child. Justin has attempted to convey that Victor's status as his biological father is irrelevant. Will Justin at long last persuade Alex of that? Days of Our Lives spoilers, Teresa Donovan's intruding caused this grievousness. Days of Our Lives spoilers uncover that Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, and Constantine Melanides, John Capellos, changed a letter in Victor Kiriakis' desk work to say that Alex was his child. Obviously, this change was about the cash. Teresa had her eye on Alex since Brady Dark, Eric Martsolf, dismissed her, so why not make Alex rich? Days of Our Lives spoilers, Justin demonstrates to Alex that paternity matters in unselfish demonstration. Constantine is a conman and needs a portion of Victor's cash too. When all Constantine wants is Victor's money, he acts like he is Victor's close friend. Victor anticipates that Teresa should assist him with getting it. Additionally, Constantine is attempting to negotiate a deal in order to obtain money from Maggie Kiriakis, Suzanne Rogers. However, Justin's family has been destroyed by them. DOL spoilers, Alex Kiriakis was horrible to Justin Kiriakis. Alex was horrible to Justin as of late and, surprisingly, attempted to fire him as Tate Dark's, James Martin Mann, lawyer. No dad should be dealt with that way, and Justin told Alex so much. Alex even proposed that Justin wasn't doing all that he could to get Tate out of prison. After Alex's tirade and a discussion with his own legal counselor, Alex found he was off the mark. At last, Justin had the option to get Tate moved to an adolescent office, and E.J. DeMera, Dan Feuerriegel, approved the exchange. Alex finally admitted his error and even expressed his regret to Justin.